wintry weather. That's what they're saying. And so that'll be my anticipation. Let's see, why do we not have? Let's do this. There we go. Turn it up right there. And oh, I know why. Probably I've had the right microphone on. There you go. Mike's going to join us. Coming up in just a few minutes, so it's winter weather. That's what they're telling us. So we're going to get ready for it because the Big John's closeouts are going to have what you need. And so we got some rock salt, got shovels, got things you're going to need here for the winter weather. It's coming. I don't know what we're going to get. I know it's going to be bitterly cold next week. I know that. So, but look at the calendar. We're that much closer to spring. That's the way I look at it. So it's going to be good. But anyway, got to get through these next 4 or 5 days of some cold weather and some brutally cold temperatures and some snow, some ice, some rain, whatever. Get on the backside, things will be okay. So, but it is, after all, wintertime in Appalachia, in the mountains. So, I read this morning somebody said, "Can you believe it's going to snow?" Yeah, it's January. Yeah, it's amazing. It'll do it. Just about every year, it'll do it here. So, I think if somebody's moved in here and wasn't quite ready for the cold weather, but it's here. All right, national anthem. It's not here yet, but it's going to be here. National anthem time at the OK Corral. Mike's here. He's getting his plunder put together. We got lots to talk about over here. Heat lamps, rock salt, snow shovels, gloves, flashlights. Let me tell you what the hottest thing is right now at the grocery store, because I found out yesterday, is batteries. People are buying batteries by the bulk. Double A's and triple A's. Can't keep them in at Food City, or at least the one I was at. So it's here, and people. I mean, it's not panicking. It's just using some common sense. Lights go out, power goes out. Need flashlights, and you need batteries for the flashlights. Pretty simple stuff. All right, here we go. Who's going to do the national anthem? How about Jennifer Nettles? We had the chance to introduce her a couple of years ago at the Battle of Bristol between Virginia Tech and Tennessee. She sang the national anthem, and she brought down the thunder. Here she is on the Tom Dolan Sports.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
To mom this hard, you delegate. Kate, that bathroom's not clean yet. Jimmy, I need help with the dishes, big guy. I delegate like a mother, and I let Food City do the grocery shopping for me. With Go-Kart Curbside Pickup, I tell them what I need and how I like it. I order everything online and pick it all up curbside. With Go-Kart, I'm taking motherhood to a whole nother level.
Mother like no other, only at Food City.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Here we are, ready to go, and here he is. We have a new friend, little guy named Oliver's there. His mama's buying what'd you say, a propane heater?
Propane heater. We're trying to get her hooked up with some of the fittings that go to get it hooked up to their propane tank. So hopefully when she leaves, even if she loses power, she'll have some heat.
Yep. They're telling us, in fact, I got a notice on sit down here. Spectrum said we may be losing power, getting ready for power outages. So we got this ice storm coming, allegedly. I mean, the forecast keeps changing, so all I know is it's going to get bitterly cold next week. I do know that, and that's not going to change. But what we're going to get, when we're going to get it, they don't. To be honest, and I'm not putting them down, they don't really know. And so the only one that knows is the King of Kings. He knows what's coming. So we've got ice, rain, sleet, snow, all the above, and cold temperatures. So that's a combination to get ready and come down to Big John's closeouts. Like, Oliver, what's your mama's first name?
Brooke.
Brooke's down there getting a heater. Smart lady. So there you go. So we got them in stock, don't we?
We do right now.
Yeah.
We're probably going to have more unless they're completely sold out on Monday. If we're able to get a truck Monday, although that's going to depend on road conditions and
Sure.
stuff, because Orgel runs from Memphis on
boy.
up this way. So I don't know how that's going to pan out. We're trying to hedge our bet a little bit with some of this snow and ice melt. Hopefully, right now what we have is we've got the blue, which is safe for concrete 2 years old and above, so you can use it on sidewalks, steps. You know, you can use it on concrete. Of course, you can use it on asphalt too.
Yep.
As far as that goes. So if your concrete's at least 2 years old, it won't etch it. It won't do any kind of damage to your concrete as far as that goes. We have that in stock now in 5, 20, and 50-pound bags as far as that goes.
What's that one right there?
That's a
10
10-pound.
For $6.
And it's $6.99. Now,
For $7.
a lot of people like to use rock salt, and if everything works out, we tried to bump up the order, but they limited what we could get. But I should have some 50-pound bags of rock salt tomorrow evening when Wallace Hardware runs to us, and it'll run somewhere around $12 to $13.99 a 50-pound bag. And of course, that's just regular rock salt. Works excellent on asphalt and stuff of that nature. So hopefully we'll have it. I do have snow shovels. I've got those now. Of course, I've also got regular shovels if some people want, just a flat blade shovel for a narrow set of steps or whatever. We have those fiberglass shovels and stuff like that. So we've got the stuff right now to help you deal with snow and some of the ice that supposedly is coming. One of the things we haven't talked about before is, we have a lot of people that, maybe have campers, RVs. Maybe they've got them set somewhere in storage. They've still got water maybe in the commodes or in some of the tanks that they've got. You've got your RV and antifreeze here that you can just put in there, and that'll keep it from freezing up, and that will, it's a very benefit to people that are really concerned, especially when you get down to 8 or 6 degrees, which they're calling that we will get next week. So when you're dealing with that, then you've got a lot of things to concentrate with, and one of those things is what happens if your lines break. What happens if you do have a situation. And so, there's a number of ways that we can help with those things. Not only do we have all the PEX lines and fittings, if you've got the tools and stuff to either fix it with, even if you don't have a PEX tool, a shark bite fitting like this, which comes in couplings, T's, elbows, stuff of that nature, as long as you're dealing with copper, CPVC, or the old gray mobile home type lines, what they call a Quest line, you can actually repair a section of pipe using these shark bites, which will snap on the gray line, CPVC copper line, and then you can come right out of it with PEX. So you don't have to have a crimping tool or anything special, so you can use that. There's still a lot of people that have galvanized lines, that are either running into the house or maybe under the house for a little ways. You've got threadless couplings and stuff like that where you just go ahead and you can put your lines in each end, tighten them up. They grip it with like a ring and a rubber O gasket that's in there, so you can repair your lines with that.
Hold that thought for just a second. I want folks to let's go back to this for a second. This is a gallon. Brooke?
Yes,
That's a smart young man right there, Oliver. We've had Bible stories. Oh, yes. We learned
He's
about
told us a lot
Lego.
of stuff.
He's telling us about his favorite Bible stories about Saul and Paul. What's it, first grade?
He is 7.
7.
So yes,
Very impressive young man. He's been waiting on his mama. You bought you a heater?
I'm going to maybe potentially.
Smart lady. I got one.
Did you?
When the lights go out, power goes out, propane's still rolling.
Yes.
Smart, keep you warm. So anyway, we met Oliver. He's a nice young man. You've done well, ma'am. So you're welcome. I'm glad you're here
Thanks for
shopping.
coming in and seeing us.
Yes,
You guys have a great day.
very nice lady. So this is $15-20. No, this is $4.99. RV and Marine Antifreeze right here at Big John's Closeouts. Limited supply. Now here's what I'm going to tell you, and he didn't tell me to say this, but the supply is not unlimited. So don't roll in here Saturday afternoon and start snowing. What do you got? Because people are coming in here. It's a steady stream. So come in here now. Don't procrastinate and get what you need. Now this right here
Yes,
How far-
that's,
goes down to 0. What's it go for temperature?
well, it can go below 0.
There you go.
You know, as far as that goes, rock salt can go to -5 or below, you know, on it. Even if you get down to extremely low temperatures, like with rock salt, it gives you a surface you can walk on, especially if you're dealing with ice, because it's a granular type thing. And so it helps you to get a little bit of traction, especially if you're going down steps and you don't want to fall or anything of that nature.
Hold that
You
thought.
know.
I want Mike to, so we're going to make this point. So here's where you want to come get your rock salt. Be loyal, buy local, buy from Big John's. Here's your forecast for next week. All right. On Monday, your high is 24. It's here in the Tri-Cities, not Alaska. It's here. 24. The low is 2. All right.
And that's cold.
That's cold. Tuesday, overnight low's 18. Now, check this out. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week, overnight low is 9, 6, and 9. Next Saturday is going to be 14. It'll feel like a heat wave going to 14. Point to all this is, whatever we get is going to freeze over, and it's probably not going to thaw because of those temperatures. So this will work right here, right?
Right.
There you go.
And I think the thing you also have to remember is most of the time, if you have just a day or two of very, very cold weather, you don't normally see a whole lot of, freezing pipes and stuff of that nature. But when you get into having 4 or 5 days in a row
Yep.
of extremely cold weather, you've got pipes maybe running along the foundation of the home or the mobile home or whatever, then you're just liable to have some issues, and it could be a very difficult thing to even get thawed out. As far as that goes, you have to try to get a space heater. You have to try to get some kind of heat source under there to thaw the lines out to know how much you've got to repair. So, it's best to prepare for it ahead of time,
Yep.
And be prepared instead of trying to be retroactive at the end, trying to figure out how much of a leak you've got, how far it goes, and what all's going on.
Are we
You know,
trying to scare you? No, we're trying to
just
prepare
trying to prepare you.
Trying to prepare you. There's
like
a difference.
Foam pipe insulation in different sizes. You've got that. We're selling it fairly quick, so we're running low on it. I've got more, I hope, on Monday coming in if the trucks run. We do have the rolls of fiberglass pipe insulation that you can just, wrap around those pipes. Use your duct tape, which we've got plenty of it, to go ahead and seal around, those pipes and things of that nature.
$3.99 for this. Duct tape is
$5.99.
So you're talking $10. Could
And,
save
you know-
you a big headache.
And
right here.
most of your foam pipe insulation runs from $1.79 to $2.39, depending on size of your pipe, whether it's half-inch, three-quarter, or inch. We also have at this moment a pretty decent supply of heat tapes that you can just plug in, put your wrap around them. They have a thermostat that you can just leave exposed, so they come on when it gets close to freezing. They warm the pipe up. They keep it from freezing. So we have that and everything from like a 3-foot to 6-foot, all the way up to 24 to 30 foot, depending how tight you wrap it. So we've got the heat tapes to help you with that. When you're talking about trying to seal around where you've got air gaps, maybe in your foundation or somewhere right along the edge of your seal plate to your block and stuff of that nature, you can go ahead and seal those things with like your large or small gap spray foam. We have this on sale right now. It's normally $6.99. It's $5.99 until I run out and everything. I've got a pretty good supply of both the large gap and the small gap. works well under your sink. You know, a lot of times when plumbers are cutting in the rough end, they make the holes bigger than necessarily they need to, so it's easy for them to get the pipe up through. If you're starting to get a lot of drafts through the bottom of your bathroom, kitchen sinks, something of that nature, you could either stuff insulation in it or you could spray the spray foam. Once it dries and cures, you can use a utility knife. You can cut it off fairly smooth to make it look like it, should under there, and it's not just a big glob of foam. Of course, one of the things that we tell everybody to do when you got an outside faucet and it's going to be 2 degrees, you need to put a faucet cover on it. That even if you've got a freeze-proof faucet, that cold transfers through that faucet, even though it's a metal faucet, it's going to go inside to your lines inside, and it can be a problem freezing up that line inside. So for like $3.99, you can go ahead and you can put a faucet cover on there and keep that from transferring that cold into your basement. I use it on all mine, that are outside.
This may be the best $4 you'll spend right here. Put these on your outside faucets. Why would you not? $3.99. Got them in stock. Don't have an unlimited supply, but got a supply. Pretty good supply.
We got about half a box or so of them. I'd say 20 or 25 of them maybe scattered around the store.
Yeah, this one's going with me. So
and another thing that sometimes we don't mention, but a lot of people have outside pets. Sometimes they're too big to bring in, whether it's cats that live up around the barn and you've got them a little bit of an area to stay warm, or it's a larger dog that maybe is a little too destructive to bring in and you don't have a basement to necessarily bring them in. I know I have a chow, and he by and large doesn't mind the cold weather too much. But I still worry about him, especially when it gets that cold. So, I've got a heat lamp set up in his doghouse, and I run a red heat lamp so it's not that bright on him as far as being a clear heat lamp. And I mounted a clamp-on light where he can't knock it off. I actually drilled and put some anchors and actually put that clamp-on light and then plugged it into an extension cord. And so I leave that heat lamp on, and in his igloo house that has all the blankets and stuff on the bottom and blankets on top to hold the heat in, it stays very, very comfortable. In fact, I could stay in there and wouldn't even get cold, in it. So, think of your outside animals. You're going to be looking at temperatures that's going to make water freeze really quick. So you're going to have to rotate your water for these animals so they have fresh water. You're going to have to try to get the food out to them, try to put it where they can get to it and eat it relatively quick, or it's going to freeze hard on the bone and they're not going to be able to eat it. Be sure and think about that. Check on your elderly neighbors and things of that nature, especially if we lose heat and stuff of that nature, and you're so fortunate as to have maybe propane heat or something of that nature. Bring them over, get them into your house, take care of them, make sure they're being looked out after and stuff of that nature, because this is going to be a little brutal for about a week and a half, just trying to get through this next step, and then hopefully we can start looking at spring coming around the corner if we can just get through this.
We think spring. I'm already thinking, Pike driving over, I'm thinking, Major League Baseball spring training starts in about 3 weeks. So that's what I'm thinking. But yes, it's going to be cold. Again, we're not trying to scare you. We're just trying to tell you it's coming. So if you have your head under a rock or in the sand, think it's not going to affect us, you're wrong. It's coming. To what degree, don't know. But it is going to be cold at the minimum. And, of course, we do have precipitation coming starting basically Saturday afternoon going into Sunday night into Monday morning. So there you go. Losing power, don't know. Ice weighing down tree limbs on power lines, typically that will snap them. And so, but again, I'm not trying to be doom and gloom, but you need to be ready, need to be prepared, and that's what this country was founded on, folks being ready and being, doing some preventive maintenance up front. This right here, probably the best $7 you can spend. It goes down to zero, and so melts to temperatures below zero, as a matter of fact. And so we got it in stock, and what's it, 10, 20?
10, 20, and 50.
Yeah, right now. Got
right
it in
now,
stock.
I have it in stock, and like I say, more than likely, without a doubt, I'll have at least 20, if not 35 bags of the 50-pound rock salt coming in tomorrow after lunch. The biggest thing is when we started trying to buy some of this stuff and this forecast come out, the companies that had 750 bags in a matter of a few hours, they were down to no bags. Everybody was going ahead and buying them up.
Yep.
We got in there possibly just a smidgen late, but we got in there and hopefully got at least 35 bags tied up before they all got gone.
Yep. So you got to put back one 50-pound bag for me when I get off there.
Okay, that'll be fine.
So I'm already into it here. I'm losing money on this show. He is
And
smooth.
we'll make it up somewhere.
He is smooth. 50-pound bag rock salt for me, and these right here. And I'm telling you, if you don't have these on your faucets outside, you're a dodo bird, because this is for $3.99. All to go. It goes right on the side. Wrap. This is how you do it. Take this right here, wrap it. How does one do this? Tell me.
Actually, this is a grip, so
Okay.
you just pull this all the way up on your faucet, just like that, and it'll tighten up right against your faucet good and tight.
There you go. You can pull it back off here too. You better do that.
Yeah, it's just a simple grip
Oh, there you
fitting.
go. There you go. So anybody, I'm watching Becky Muncie, Patsy Lyons, Colin Ida, George Young, some of these folks, Joanne Smith. Some are ladies, some are widows, some are married. But so this is not hard for our seniors to put this on the outside. How much is it, Tom? $3.99 here at Big John's Closeouts. Be loyal, buy local. You walk in, go, here's my situation. Looks like this lady named Brooke came in a few minutes ago. These guys are problem solvers. That's what I like about it. How many years experience do you think you've got in here if you had to combine everybody
Well, if I had to combine everybody, probably somewhere around 120 years.
of experience? So you're looking for what do I do because this is what I've got situation, and they'll help you. So right over there is double draft stop. You got it 10% off door and window weather stripping right now. Is that right?
Yeah, and we've got that. Like I say, I had that foam spray, $1 off at $5.99. We're running 10% off roll fiberglass insulation. So if you're, struggling right real quick, trying to figure, well, how can I stop some of these drafts, from coming up through the floor or on an outside wall where you've got it maybe framed or something, we do have all of our roll fiberglass insulation also 10% off, whether it's an R13, R19, R30, R38, 15 or 23 inch wide, all of it's on sale.
Milk barn heaters, you got them?
We got some of them.
Yeah.
They're going out fairly quick.
There you go.
'Cause like you say, if we lose power, then those things are not going to be that beneficial. But if we don't, and it's that cold, they can help knock that extra chill off.
Yep. So, again, for me, I'm going to tell you because I'm a big fan of propane. And so they've got the heaters in here, the 20-pound tanks.
I do not have.
Do not have
to
those.
get those.
You
Right.
have to buy those.
I just don't. I don't have a way to refill them.
Right.
So we normally just don't keep them. I can't keep them in here with fuel already in them. It's a fire hazard, and the fire marshal will come in and maybe skin my head.
Yep. I can tell you where you can get it filled. Greg Maupin does them at Valvoline, 'cause
Yes.
that's where I get mine all the time. So here in Elizabeth. And so if you need the heater, you get the ventless, right? Put it right on the wall.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly right.
And-
And fireplace logs too.
Yeah.
We have some of those.
I'm telling you. Did this the other night, and I'll let him go. He's going to come back here in a little while and do another segment. But we had lots of sports to cover. But we went in, flipped on the gas logs, and within 15 minutes it jumped almost 20 degrees in my den. So I know for a fact it's instant heat, it's hot heat, it's safe heat, it's clean heat. Some have natural gas. I have propane. And so I'm a big fan. In fact, I bought one of my stoves here about 5 or 6 years ago, one of those ventless mount on the wall that you saw me. And so, if you're looking for an alternate source of heat, if the power goes off and you depend everything on your heat pump and it ain't working, it ain't going to be on for 2 or 3 days, what are you going to do? So, woman would be smart to come in here. You do have some of those in stock, right?
What's that?
Those ventless propane heaters, you got them?
Yes. Yeah, like the wall heaters.
Wall
the ones
heaters,
you can
yeah.
put, yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can actually, they come with a stand. You can put
Put
them
them
on
on
the
legs.
floor.
Put them on legs. So, Becky says down in Union County, prepare for the worst and pray for the best. That'd be Laura Hooks' mama. You know Laura Hooks, don't you?
I do.
JD's
Most
mama?
definitely do.
So it'd be JD's grandmama. She watches all the time. Jimmy Stout's watching down in Atlanta, thank you. And we've got Patsy Lyons watching right here in Elizabeth. And so, again, we're not trying to scare you. That's why I call Mike. So let's come to a show here today to let people know what they can come in here. Big John's Closeouts. Well, I don't know what I need. Perfect. Come in and ask. That's what these folks are here for. They're problem solvers. And so there you go. So they got rock salt for now. Coal shovels. You guys have coal shovels?
I don't have coal shovels, just regular
Snow
square
shovels.
point
Snow
shovels.
shovels.
And snow shovels. I've got quite a few more in the back.
Yeah. So show me one right there. Well, it's right there, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Show us one here on the air. Can you grab one real quick, please?
I can.
And we'll show you what we got here, because man may need a snow shovel. So it's I bought one of these last year, so I come in here and lose money every time I come in. But you know what? I believe in the man. It's a mom and pop.
These are on sale, Tom, for $16.99.
$16.99 right there, snow shovel. So there you go. $16.99 while they last. So there you go.
Yeah, I'll probably got 8 to 10.
8 to 10 snow shovels. Once they're gone, have to wait to see get another shipment in. So if you're looking for snow shovels, rock salt, there's a 50-pound bag going in my car here in a few minutes. I'm going to have that go home, and so hopefully I won't have to use it. But if I do, it goes down to melts to temperatures below 0 degrees. Works fast to melt. Ice, snow, and sleet. All three of those are telling us are coming our way. So there you go. You know, people are flipping out, but it's winter. We've not had anyone storm like this in a long time. So,
No.
you know, it is what it is. We're in the mountains, and it's the winter time. So we've been spoiled, really, because we've not had this kind of storms coming through. And it may miss us, it may go above us, it may go below us. We'll see. But one, to be wise, to be prepared, and you can do that by coming right here. Big John's Closeouts. What are your hours going to be? What are they right now?
We're 7:30 to 6 Monday through Friday, 8 to 4 on Saturday. Of course, depending on the weather that we get, we may close a little early on some of those days, depending on road conditions and what's going on with some of my employees. But we will put that out on Facebook and on any other site that we've got.
Yep. So we'll take a break, come right back. This is crazy. We got a guy that's played in pro basketball. Have you seen the story? Guy from Alabama. He played in the G League overseas, and now he wants to come back, and they're going to let him come back and play college sports after being a pro. And he's playing Saturday against Tennessee. He's playing for Alabama, and they play each other Saturday in Tuscaloosa. They're going to let this guy play. I'm telling you, that opens up the door for all kinds of things. And you know who's going to suffer and pay for it the most? High school kids.
Yep.
Well, they're not going to recruit a high school kid, but they can go get a guy from the G League, which is the minor league of the NBA, or bring a guy in from over from Europe that's 24, 25, 26 years old, got 4 or 5 years experience playing ball. We're going to pay him something versus a high school kid that's a freshman, don't know if he's even going to stick, can he even play on that level. So high school kids are about to get pushed to the back of the line, which is very unfair. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll talk about that and more right after this from our buddy David Collins from Collins & Company on the Tom Taylor Sports. Tell us why. A lot of real estate companies out there. Why David Collins and Collins & Company?
Well, we service before and after the sale. I think that's a big thing. And follow through on phone calls. I think, and I have a lot of people just comment on how professional our website is, how professional our agents are, and what we do, and how we follow through with things. For instance, I'm not telling the name of a real estate company or anything like that. That's had a buyer that bought one of our houses through another agency, and she just called me. She said, my agent didn't show up at closing, didn't bring me any keys, we didn't do a final walkthrough. That's pretty sad. And, I just want to let folks know, you come here, you're going to get service, follow through. We're going to work through with you, follow you through the process, help you through the process. You don't have a lender. We've got lenders we recommend, attorneys for closing we recommend, and you get full service here.
End of story. Full service. Phone number to call?
423-543-5741.
A 97% closing ratio, folks. Collins & Company, great sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Elizabeth and Cyclone Sports.
After a long, hard day at work, all you want to do is relax at home, right? But how can you possibly relax when your home's not comfortable? If you want to feel more comfortable at home, give Advanced Heat Pump Systems a call today. With over 30 years of experience and the most innovative solutions, you can rest assured that Advanced Heat Pump Systems will make your home more comfortable. Give them a call today, 926-2665, or visit them online at advancedheatpump.com.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. So, again, rock salt. If you need rock salt, it's a limited supply. I'm just going to tell you, he's went down the hall here, you are crazy if you don't come by a bag of rock salt. $6, why would you not? below zero temperatures. I showed you what's going to be happening next week. So let me give it to you one more time here. This is the temperatures. This is going to be in Wisconsin. No, it's going to be right here in the Tri-Cities. So do with as you want. All I'm trying to do, am I trying to scare you? No, I'm just trying to tell you. Because I know people that procrastinate, wait till the last minute and go, oh my gosh, there's a storm coming. We better go get something. And everything's gone. So kind of like the guy I know goes Christmas shopping on Christmas Eve. Dude, you know it's coming every year. So why do you wait? But anyway, all I can do is present it to you. So here we go. Next week, Monday night, 2 degrees, overnight low here. Sunday night, 14. So then you got Tuesday night, 18. Wednesday night, overnight low, 9. Thursday night, overnight low here in the Tri-Cities, 6. Friday of next week, you have a balmy 9 degrees overnight low. So this rock salt will melt it. It says on the bag down to zero temperatures. Well, there you are. So that's not the wind. That's just the air temperature. So let's give you the forecast. Let's let you know what's going on. He is here. We're going to work him here a little bit. Brandon's in the house from Milligan. And so we're going to work him on a little AFC NFC championship. I want to get his take on Charles Badeko. The guy's coming in playing from Alabama from the G League. We're going to put him back in. A temporary restraining order to let him play basketball. He's going to play, ironically enough, Saturday against Tennessee, Tuscaloosa. All right, here's your weather forecast, what we've got, the very latest. And so Saturday, cloudy snow becoming likely in the afternoon, possibly mixed with rain or sleet, high 35, so it's above freezing. So it's probably not going to be snow and rain. It's probably going to be rain to start out with. Chance of precip at 80%. Possible snowfall accumulation around an inch or less. Locally near 2 inches possible if the wintry mix holds off. It's just going to be snow only. If that's the case, that's what we're going to get. So, earlier in the week they had somebody giving 37 inches of snow. Okay, so I knew that right out of the chute. 37 inches of snow. So somebody's going to get it, but I don't think it's not going to be us. I'm reading now where it's going to be going more up into the Carolinas, up into Virginias. Watching, in fact, my brother up home, they're getting ready. He said they're probably looking at a foot up in middle central West Virginia. All right, so Saturday evening, a potential ice storm, cloudy with freezing rain expected. Sleet or snow may mix in, low near 27, so that's freezing rain weather. Chance of precip 100%. Travel may become dangerous. This is something else too. We're all sports minded and we got all these games. God, we got a game Saturday. We got to go to the game. You need to err on the side of using your noggin and don't go to a game if you don't have to go to a game. We can make them up. So I got people going, oh, we got a tournament on Saturday, but we got this, got that. You better be using your noggin and use some. See, where was it? 2 years ago, they got caught out on 26 between Gray and Boones Creek. Had a little quick ice storm, and the temperatures, and they were sitting in line or just sitting out there on the interstate. They were headed to Kingsport to a basketball game. 2 hours, they sat on I-26. Didn't have anything in the car. Wasn't expecting it. So, you're trying to scare us, Tom? No, just telling you, it's changed. I mean, it's wintertime. It's going to do crazy stuff. So, be prepared. Use your noggin, and don't live in La La Land. Use some common sense. All right, Sunday. Potential ice storm early. Cloudy with freezing rain or sleet early, changing to rain Sunday. High near 40, which is good. Chance of rain near 100%. Rainfall near an inch. Travel conditions will improve on Sunday, early Sunday afternoon. Sunday night, rain and snow, changing to snow showers. Wet roads becoming icy, breezy, and much colder. Low near 14 Sunday night. Winds 5 to 15, chance of snow at 70%, around an inch or less. But again, the ice, you imagine this much ice, it's like a skating rink out there. So use one's noggins, all I'm going to tell you. On Monday, here we go. Cloudy skies, chance of snow showers on Monday. Windy, much colder, high near 24. Wind chills 0 to 10 above. Rock salt will work. Winds 10 to 20 on Monday. Monday night, few clouds. Very frigid low Monday night near 2 degrees above zero. So do what you want. Do what you think you need to do, but you'll wake up on Monday and say, old Tom told us on Thursday what we should be doing. So you do as you need. Quick break. He's here. We're going to talk sports with Brendan Sweeney from Milligan next on the Tom Taylor Sports.
Hey there, neighbors. Todd Houston here with the Elizabethton Church of Christ, wishing you a very happy new year and a wildly successful 2026. I'd like to invite you to come and get to know our family here at Elizabethton as we are seeking to be more like our Lord every day. We're no perfect people, but we're a people that love the Lord and love you. We'd love to get to know you. If you'd like to join us, our times are at 10 and 11 a.m. on Sunday, 6:30 p.m., and then again Wednesday evening at 7. You can find us on Facebook or at elizabettoncoc.org.
The Eagle Center, downtown Elizabethton, great antique store. Why come shop at the Eagle Center?
We just have so many unique things that tell a story, that add character to your home and conversation, and there's something new to look at every single day. Every time you come in, you won't see the same thing twice, and it's just a good place to shop for those unique gifts.
What's the saying you always use, the cliche?
Things tell a story when people no longer can.
That's it.
We have a building full of things that are just dying to tell stories.
Absolutely. 2 floors, over 50 vendors. Hours are open.
We're open 10 to 5, Monday through Saturday.
Closed on Sundays for the Lord's Day.
That's right.
And you have gift cards too, right?
We have gift cards available.
Yep. The Eagle Center, downtown Elizabeth, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. Be loyal, buy local, and shop at the Eagle Center in downtown Elizabethton.
Thank you, Tom.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we are live here again at Big John's Closeouts. Be loyal, buy local. They hammer high prices, and they go what you need with the cold weather. They got rock salt while it lasts. 10, 20, and 50-pound bags. So, and the 10-pound bag showed $7. So, maybe the smartest $7 you spend. And I'm telling you this right here: if you have an outside faucet, $3.99, that may save you a lot of grief. You want to talk about having a problem, have the pipe bust inside your wall, and then when it thaws out, you got water going everywhere because you didn't put one of these on the outside of your faucet for $3.99. It's a no-brainer. So I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but even I know I'm buying one of those because mine, I don't know where mine went, but we got a dog in the neighborhood. I think it's a lab. I think he chewed it off to the side of the house, I think. But anyway, I'm getting me a new one. We're here joined by Brandon Sweeney. Big win last night. The men, last in the league right now, took on the number 1 team in the league, 12th in the country, and beat them. If you'd have told me we'd beaten Pikeville and scored 103 points and beat Pikeville, I'd said, what are you smoking? But that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Big win.
That's exactly what I was thinking about the game ahead of time. And we get through the first half, and Milligan got 60 points. And I'm saying, man, the offense, what happened here? But just a perfect storm yesterday. Elijah Redwood played a great game, 42 points from him. 3 players with 20 or more points, with Leviu Antone and Tajon McDaniel McCormick also scoring 21. So that three-headed monster yesterday. And Redwood obviously kind of took the cake last night.
Yep. He and Tajon are players of the game, obviously. Guy has 42 points against the number 12 team in the country. If they're the number 100 team in the country, if you score 42 points, I mean, he was on.
Yeah.
I mean, he was on. If you go back and watch it, he was on. So Milligan wins and the guys win. So what's this do for confidence? I mean, you got to really come up to the rankings. You get what's top 10 go to the tournament? Top 8?
Top 10 go. And that win actually puts us in 11th. So we hopped over 2 teams with that win. So it's a big win, not only for standing's sake, but also just like confidence for a young team, because the men at Milligan we're definitely a young squad this year, and so to be able to show that type of ability against the best team in our conference, the only team that has fewer than 4 losses in the conference right now, that's saying something. So definitely they can take this and run with it as they move forward.
Reinhardt game Saturday has been canceled for the weather. We'll replay it on February the 16th. On that Monday, we'll stream that one. The next one coming up is next Wednesday against Montreat. So this is a chance to get some mojo for his team. They've been through some tough stretches, had a lot of injuries. we're talking about Bill Robinson's men's team. So I just thought, and of course, I had him on the post game. He said, there's probably you couldn't put a dollar amount on this for the kids' confidence.
Yeah.
I said, here's the thing: we had a stretch where we lost at one point lost 12 in a row. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe we lost 9 straight conference games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so he said, in this day and age, and he's right. Kids could have said, we're out, we're done. Could have packed it in. That's not been the case. They still come together. They practice hard. They play hard. So it's paying off. And so you got a bunch of guys that are resilient. And so the men's basketball team, I'm looking forward to be right up and get into the tournament at the end of the season at Meadowview and Kingsport. Lady Buffs had a 12-game winning streak snapped yesterday. Just kept saying on the broadcast with Coach Aubrey, that just seemed out of sync. They just didn't seem to. They would play a spurt. They just weren't clicking for whatever reason. I guess U-Pike has something to do with that. Pike was the team they played, but just wasn't a Lady Buff day.
No, it wasn't. And it was interesting the way if you look at the box score, the first quarter they shot 50% from the field. The Buffs did. Looked pretty decent. They were allowing a lot of good shots on the other side from Pikeville. They had shot really well in that quarter too, but it was the first and third quarters where Milligan shot 50% in both of those quarters. In the second and the fourth, it was a combined 9 of 37 shooting between those 2 quarters. So it just those second and fourth, they didn't close out the halves the way that they needed to in that game to pull off a win. Because Pikeville, they've got a lot of great players on that team, and it's tough to beat a team like that plays a pretty pesky zone defense. They have a 1-3-1 zone that they played yesterday quite a bit that just made it tough on the Buffs to find open shots. And so if you're not hitting your shots, it's tough to beat a team like that.
Lena Lyon from right here in Elizabeth and didn't score yesterday. That's, she's averaging 10 points a game, so that's 10 right off the board that you don't have. And so she had a tough shooting night. There was one point where it's like a lid was on the basket, just couldn't get it to go in. You have days like that. They'll be ready for Montreat on Wednesday. And again, I guarantee you that Kylie Girl have them ready to go for Milligan basketball.
No doubt.
And, of course, they're in the same situation. They have the tournament at the end of the season at Meadowview and Kingsport. And obviously being the number 1 team in the league are now tied with Bryan and probably Reinhardt, I think.
As well.
But you're still going to be in the tournament, so you're in. You punched your ticket unless the wheels fall completely off, and they're not going to fall off. So Lady Buffs will be in the tournament for sure. So you jump around. What's going on in swimming right now for Milligan?
Swimming, they just had a tri-meet at Carson Newman this last weekend. So Carson Newman was there. Also, Lenore Ryan was there. So three schools, 2 Division II schools, and then Milligan and the NAIA. We competed with those programs, and on the women's side and the men's side, we both beat Lenore Ryan in our head-to-head matchups and lost to Carson Newman in head-to-head matchups, but had some really good performances on the men's side. Christoph Hanel, a freshman from Germany, was the conference swimmer of the week. Swims butterfly, swam both the 100 and 200 yard butterfly events, and came out on top of both of those. So huge for him. And then Riley Renaud has had an illustrious career on the women's side for the Buffaloes as a former national champion. So just really impressive from her. She also was swimmer of the week, 500 yard freestyle and the 1,000 yard freestyle. She won the 1,000, came in second in the 500. So really good work by the swim teams. They were supposed to swim this Saturday. The weather, so not going to be traveling. They were supposed to be at University of the Cumberlands in Kentucky, but that's been canceled. So
don't want them in a bang going to Kentucky.
No,
going into the eye of the storm. So they get rescheduled. You look at the bowling team, number 2 in the country. The ladies, the men are 14th in the country. NAIA rankings in bowling, which is quite impressive.
Very much so. Our women, before the last RPI came out, were number 1. So they've been great all year. They've continued to bowl really well every tournament. They are always in contention to win every single tournament that they take part in. And on the men's side, a younger team, some guys that are freshmen that are taking on big roles on the team this year, and so they had some big people to replace this season. But they've done a pretty admirable job of it, getting to number 14 right now in the rankings.
We're live here at Big John's Closeouts in downtown Elizabeth, where the hammer high prices got the snow shovels while they last. They got, like, I think he said 10 of those left. Those are going out here too. The rock salt, again, in 10, 20, and 50-pound bags. Again, the 10-pound bag is $7. I don't know what the 50 is, but it's going to be probably around the $20 range. But still, it's money well invested, in my opinion. You got heat lamps right here if you need a heat lamp. Mike says he put one out in his doghouse for his dog and run an extension cord out there to keep his dog warm. And I totally understand that. You got the heat wrap right here that's $36.99. The wrap it around your heat, around your pipes, and plug it in. So what happens if you lose power? Well, you probably need to have flashlights. You probably need to have some candles, but certainly some flashlights that would, run on batteries. As I said earlier, you go to Food City. We'll be at Food City tomorrow in Gray. They're running through batteries. They are selling batteries fast. They can put them out, I think, because people want batteries to stock up for the very reason. If you lose power, and for flashlights and lights, whatever you got that would require flashlight or require batteries, they're selling lots of batteries. Here they've got gloves. We're going to do a thing on gloves, and they got flashlights here too. So if you are in the need for that, and you probably would be if you lose power, can you get from room to room in the dark? Well, I think you can. Well, get yourself a flashlight. Flashlights are less than $10 here, and so flashlights would be another smart, practical thing to have if you lose power and you're out in the middle of the night trying to get from room to room. So, trying to scare you? No, just trying to make you think. Do a little preventive maintenance here on the front end. Let's see. We talk bowling. We talk swimming. What about track and field? What's going on there?
Track and field has had a good start to their indoor season. They just had 3 athletes named athletes of the week. Our men's field athlete of the week, Trevor Sennard, competed in the weight throw and the shot put, and put up personal bests in both of those events at the Mondo College Invitational in Winston-Salem. So really impressive from him. And then 2 school records. Luis Peralta on the men's side in the 600 meter. He ran a 1:19:19 time in the 600, which is a Milligan school record, national B standard time, actually A standard by I think a couple tenths. So he's qualified for nationals now in the 600 meter. Ellen Mary Kearney on the women's side was the women's track athlete of the week. She ran the 1,000 meter, and she blew it out of the water, 2 minutes 48 seconds, and that's another Milligan record. And
wow.
It was the meet record as well at the Mondo, and so A standard time as well, national qualifier. Just continue to hammer them out.
There's been some great track and field ladies at Milligan. One of those, of course, the first one I ever met was Hannah Seagrave.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you, this young lady, she did it in the outdoor track and field.
Yep.
She's doing indoor track and field. This lady's the real deal. She's going to leave her mark, and is leaving her mark.
Yeah.
Of Milligan sports.
Yeah, and it's gone to another level here this year in cross country with the national runner up, and in indoor. I mean, she definitely has the capability to win multiple titles this year in the track season. So it's very impressive to watch.
I was at Chick-fil-A on Monday, and a bunch of boys come in from Milligan baseball team. I said, how things going? I said, man, it's cold outside. We've been working outside. So softball is too. So it's right around the corner. And baseball, they head to Tuscaloosa within the next 2 weeks, don't they?
Yeah, they head to Talladega College in Alabama. The Tornadoes are going to be hosting the Buffs. It's a 4-game series, double headers on the 30th and 31st of January. So
wow.
It's going to be a lot of fun. All 7-inning games. We'll see where things stand with the team. It's a lot of returners on the offensive side, so their lineup is going to be very similar to what we saw last year. Maybe 1-2 people plugged in to fill holes, and then the pitching staff is a little bit more new, and also they're getting the return of Anthony Fernandez this year after him being out all of last season, rehabbing an arm injury. So that's a big person to get back. He led the Appalachian Athletic Conference in strikeouts 2 years ago. And so for him to be back, that's a huge boost for the pitching staff. The team has high hopes for sure.
With the passing of Coach Wes Holly, the legendary coach, we have a new softball coach, Coach Portner. She's got the schedule out. Girls are working out and ready to roll, right?
Yeah, Cassie Fortner has really gotten good buy-in from her roster. She has been raving about the team, thinks they're going to be a lot better this year. Was supposed to be playing this weekend on Saturday in McKenzie, Tennessee against Bethel, which is out in West Tennessee near Jackson. That
crap
they've been postponed. Not sure if those are going to be rescheduled or not. They said they're going to try, but so their first actual games, they're going to be exhibitions against Berry College in Georgia, and so they'll get a little bit of a look at where the team's at before they come back home on February 5th. It's their first home games against NCAA Division II Lee's McRae College. So
we're broadcasting live. We're here again at Big John's Closeout with Hammer High Prices. Your winter weather headquarters are right here. Rock salt, snow shovels, gloves, flashlights, propane heaters, milk barn heaters, whatever you need, they've got it here at limited supply. So if you wake up Saturday morning and go, oh gosh, I better go get me some rock salt, good luck, because people coming there buying it. Procrastinators pay for it, I promise you. So why would you not? So come in here. It's mom and pop business here in downtown Elizabethton. Be loyal, buy local. Here at Big John's Closeouts. We'll take a break. We'll come back, take a look at the AFC NFC championships, and we'll see what he thinks about. I've heard about 2 or 3 different ways. I'm going to go with Charles Badeko, the guy from Alabama, the 7-footer, that's been given the opportunity to come back and play after playing pro basketball. We say it's a wild, wild west in the NCAA. I mean, it is, the lid's off. It is nuts. I watched this morning before I came to the show a press conference with John Calipari from Arkansas. I thought he was going to come across the table just flipping out over how crazy it is in college basketball. I said, we're trying to coach. It's nuts. And so we'll talk about it next year on the Tom Dale Sports Show. Why Daniel Grindstaff?
Well, we are local. You know, it's just like Cannon's Furniture here. You've got a local place of business right in the middle of town. You've got a local point of contact. We have local adjusters that's out in the counties. And, you know, you can pick up the phone if you've got an issue with something. We try to help folks resolve it. And, you know, we are based in the state of Tennessee. We are Tennessee specific. We've got a $30 annual membership that goes to agriculture in Tennessee. It supports kids wanting to go to 4-H camp. We do a local scholarship for all the area high schools for kids that's been involved in agriculture that's going to go and get education past high school. And all that stuff plays a part into supporting the state where you live. You know, we are state specific. Now, there's North Carolina Farm Bureau. You know, that is separate from us. Mm-hmm. Kentucky Farm Bureau, we are state specific in the state of Tennessee. And, you know, but that is, in my opinion, that's the biggest thing. You've got a point of contact.
How do we get a hold of you? Social media
sir.
And a phone number.
Yeah, so I've got an agent page, Daniel Grindstaff Farm Bureau. We've got an office page, Elizabethton Farm Bureau, 423-543-2288. And I would like to add that we did get voted as best insurance firm, and thank the people that voted for us doing that. And somehow I wound up getting the agent category, which I greatly, greatly appreciate. It means a lot to me when folks, you know, feel inclined to do that, especially for our office.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Daniel Grindstaff here, the Farm Bureau, one of our great sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Dillon Sports Show. Daniel Grindstaff at Elizabethton Farm Bureau. Us Raider fans talking during the break. So, what is the chances Mike Tomlin or Sean McDermott will go to the Raiders? Any at all?
I think Mike Tomlin's. I think he's done coaching. Did you hear? I don't know if you saw, but Jay Glazer reported the other day, and Jay Glazer's like best friends with Mike Tomlin.
Right.
Jay Glazer reported he's not coming back. He's not going to be a coach anymore. He doesn't want to coach anymore.
He's done.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Burnout.
So I don't know. It might be burnout just because he's been with the same organization for such a long time. Maybe it'll take him a couple years, and then he'll be like, I got the itch again. But right now, it seems like he doesn't want to do it.
I would think if Mark Davis and Tom Brady called and said, look, we got a checkbook that's full right now. We'd love to make a check made out to Mike Tomlin if you'll come coach our football team and turn this thing around. The guy's a competitor. He's done a great job. Pittsburgh. They don't think so, the Steeler fan base, but good luck. I mean, who you going to go get? They haven't got anybody yet.
No.
So, be interested to see. I said, to me, it'd be very tempting to take, because it is a challenge to turn the Raiders around.
Yeah.
And then I'm hearing Sean McDermott. I'm hearing Flores, the Minnesota Viking defensive coordinator, who said yesterday, if I don't get a head coaching job, I'm going back to Minnesota. Or staying with Minnesota. So, it's up in the air. So,
yeah. In fact, they actually reported this morning that Brian Flores has re-signed with the Vikings. He's staying with the Vikings. And, from the Raiders' ownership point of view, I'm not sure if Mark Davis has a super open pocketbook here, because he's paying currently Josh McDaniels, Antonio Pierce, and Pete Carroll still.
They still paying
because of their contracts.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
He's paying all three of those coaches still.
Wow.
Yeah, because they've had to be, let go early on in their contracts. So McDaniels signed a long-term deal. So he still has, I believe he still has this year and next on his original deal. Pierce's was shorter term. It was, I believe, 3 years that they signed him for. So he's still got 1 more year paid. And then Carroll was a 2-year. So he's got this year paid. So he's paying 3 coaches.
Disaster.
And it'll be a 4th when they get the other one. So that's problematic.
So every month, Antonio Pierce is getting a check.
Yeah.
From the Raiders. He's not even with them anymore.
No.
Thank you, boys. Here's my direct deposit account number. Good night.
Yeah.
It is a dumpster fire, folks, I'm telling you. So, and I don't know, Mendoza. Here's the thing, and we'll get into the AFC and NFC championship. Mendoza's the number 1 draft pick. The Raiders get that pick. They're going to get him. He's not going to turn this thing around if they don't get an offensive line to block for him.
They got to fix that.
Geno Smith, although he wasn't the greatest quarterback, but he was not as bad as he showed this year because it was a snap and run virtually every play. They bring in, Aiden O'Donnell? Same thing. I mean, you just take a snap, take off running for dear life because nobody blocking. It's like a jailbreak. They snap the ball and they're coming at you to take your head off.
And it doesn't help too that the running game was completely inept because of that offensive line as well. Like you can't expect to throw the ball, 45 times a game.
Yeah.
If you've got a bad O-line and Geno Smith at quarterback.
Yeah, and so Gentry was averaging 2, maybe 3 yards a carry. It was terrible. It was pitiful. So anyway, we'll see what happens to the Raiders, and we'll see what happens. But the coaching carousel continues to spin. But I think the quality candidates are dropping like flies. I mean, and you still have, see if I got them right, the Bills, the Steelers, the Ravens, the Cardinals, the Raiders, and the Browns still looking for coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And the only 2 big names is Tomlin and McDermott, and Tomlin, according to you, said he's not going to coach. So he's done. So you're down to really a sweepstakes with Sean McDermott. I don't know who else is out there.
I've got my eye on Clint Kubiak, who's the Seahawks offensive coordinator right now for the Raiders head coach job, because I think that he would bring in a similar style offense that the Seahawks are running right now, which they need. I think the Raiders need that type of offense where they lean on the running game. And I think part of it is probably coaching of the offensive line that would help with that running game. Because I just don't think, like, Brennan Carroll, the son of Pete Carroll, was our offensive line coach. And I don't think he was qualified to do that.
In over his head.
Yeah, he was in over his head. I mean, there were reports last week that I was reading that Raiders players, like offensive linemen for the Raiders, were saying that they didn't really understand any of the blocking schemes. And that's a problem. I mean, you cannot be having your offensive linemen late in the season saying, we didn't ever understand these blocking schemes.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. Like, if you bring in an offensive coordinator who's got a set offense, and Chip Kelly was part of the problem too, but I think if you bring in a head coach who knows an offense, he's a young guy, he's talented, he's shown he can run an offense the way he wants to run it, that fits what we have with the Raiders. I think Clint Kubiak is that guy.
We're the only two guys in Northeast Tennessee that give a rip about the Raiders. Kenny Hawkins does too, like them. Baker says, seems like Mike Tomlin's wife has laid down the law. He's on house arrest. So I think Mama said we're done, right? Is that the deal?
Probably.
So, it happens. Mama usually drives the bus in most households. So here we go. AFC Championship, NFC Championship. We're live here at Big John's Closeout. We're talking to Brandon Sweet, Milligan Assistant Athletic Director. So AFC Championship, the Patriots in Denver against the Broncos. A Raiders reject, Jarrett Stidham, is going to be the starting quarterback for the Broncos. I think he's started 4 games, 749 days. I think is what I read where last time he started the game. It was a mop-up duty with the Raiders when he started. The Patriots know him because he was in the Patriot organization, so they know how to get ready for him. All that being said, their defense is lights out for the Broncos. Drake May's not been all that effective. He's been okay. He hasn't been world beater for the Patriots. So, who wins this game, AFC Championship?
I like to think that the Patriots will, but I do think that the Broncos defense is definitely a formidable test for the Patriots offense to see where they're really at, what they can really deal with. They did enough against the Texans defense, which I think is a better defense than the Broncos, last week to win that game. And so I think if they can do enough, same thing as they did last week, do enough to win against the Broncos, I think the Patriots defense right now is playing some of the best football that I've seen on that side of the ball all season. So if they continue to play like that, and they're facing a backup quarterback in Stidham, I think that it is the Patriots' game to lose if they can just play the way they're capable of.
Stidham in the NFL for 7 years has only started a total of 4 games ever. Last NFL pass came in 2024, 749 days. I was right, not throwing a pass. So Jarrett Stidham, if he's under center on Sunday, he'll be only the 7th quarterback in NFL history to start make his first start of the season in a playoff game. Roger Staubach, Gary Danielson, Frank Reich, Joe Webb, Connor Cook for the Raiders, which was a disaster in 10 years ago, and Taylor Heineke for the Redskins, now the Commanders. So Stidham actually drafted by the Patriots, so they know this guy. He came from the Patriots with Josh McDaniel to Vegas with the Raiders. He as most of them are, was a disaster with the Raiders. So anyway, on the other side, Drake May struggled against one of the best defenses in the NFL, and so now he has to play once again against one of the best defenses in the NFL, the Broncos. He's taken the 4th most sacks in the NFL this year. He is facing a defense that's recorded the 5th most sacks in a single season. So defense wins you championships. So when May starts taking hits, he tends to fumble the ball. He's fumbled 6 times in 2 playoff games, and the Patriots have lost 3 of those fumbles. So the defense sounds like it's going to be lights out. So defense wins you championships. So at the end of the day, you think which team has a better defense, Broncos or Patriots?
I don't always trust that adage that defense wins championships. In
Okay.
fact, in the NFL, to me, this year the defenses have gotten pretty far, but I think when you get to, and I think part of the reason I guess that they've gotten as far as they have is that I feel like there are no elite offenses this year in the NFL. I think all the teams, their offenses are serviceable, but they're not elite.
They're
and
average.
so the elite defense overcomes the serviceable offense, which this year it may end up that that's the case. The defense wins. But if that is the case, and we look at it that way just based off the defenses, the Broncos have been the better defense over the course of the year. But the Patriots, I think, right now are playing better defensively than the Broncos are. I mean, the Bills scored a good number of points. Sure, they turned the ball over a few times. Those were mostly just mistakes made by the Bills causing those turnovers. But they scored points. It's not like they didn't score against the Broncos. teams aren't scoring against the Patriots. Chargers score a field goal against the Patriots in the first round.
Good point.
Texans score 16 against them in the second round, and really some of that was garbage time at the end of the game. So I don't know. The way I see it, right now the Patriots are playing better. Over the course of the year, the Broncos were the better defense.
So who wins the game?
I think the Patriots do.
Patriots, all right.
I think they do. I think they're playing really good football right now on defense specifically. And offense, Drake May's just not going to make mistakes in this game. I think he's gone through 2 games where he's made a ton of mistakes on offense, 6 fumbles in 2 games. He's got 14 for the year. I think there's going to be a huge emphasis on taking care of the football.
We're here live. Big John's Mike's with another segment coming up here in a minute or two. We got the Rams at Seattle in that second game, NFC Championship. Third time in 10 weeks they'll play each other. They've split in the regular season. Rams won 21-19 game 1. Second time around, Seahawks win 38-37. Sam Darnold had a total meltdown with 4 interceptions in the first game. In the second game, the Seahawks won because the Rams had a meltdown. They blew a 30-14 lead in the fourth quarter. So Seahawks only lost 3 games all year, and all 3 of those games had one big thing in common. They turned the ball over multiple times. When they go 0 turnovers, they're 9-0. When they have more than 1 turnover, they are a 6-3 football team. Darnold has more turnovers than any other player in the NFL this year. 14 interceptions, 6 lost fumbles. So he's faced the Rams 4 times since the beginning of last season. He's 1-3. He's been sacked 16 times by the Rams. So we say all that. On the flip side, you got Matthew Stafford over there for the Rams. So who wins that game? Seahawks in Seattle or the Rams?
I think this is easily the tougher one for me to pick. I think because of the familiarity between the 2 teams, it always kind of adds a little layer of uncertainty on who's going to come out on top, who makes the right adjustment ahead of the game, because the teams know each other so well that somebody's going to have to do something unexpected for their team to get the edge. And so what I think the Seahawks did, the first 2 times that they played the Rams, they tried to be unexpected and go pass heavy. Darnold, obviously, the first time that didn't work because of all the interceptions. The second game, he had a great game, probably a career, altering sort of game as a passer, where he threw a lot of touchdowns. They ended up with that win in overtime, going for 2, getting the 2-point conversion. So I think in the playoffs, it's going to be interesting whether they decide, okay, we're going to go back to running the football. They haven't seen us do this yet. They haven't seen us go run heavy. Let's try and run the football, because I think that's the best chance they have of not turning the ball over. And I think that, like you said earlier, 9-0 in games that they haven't turned the ball over. If they don't turn the ball over, I don't think they lose the game. I think their defense is good enough to stop the Rams. Obviously, the first game they did a pretty nice job of that, just 21 points. The second game was the shootout. I think they have what it takes to stop the Rams, but it's just going to come down to offense not turning the ball over.
Last thing before I let you go, we'll switch total gears. Charles Bediako, former Alabama player who signed a 2-way contract with the San Antonio Spurs. He is suing the NCAA for denying his request to come back and play in the college. Has been granted a temporary restraining order, allows him to play for 10 days. Alabama's not announced whether they were going to let him play. Nate Oates said we're going to let him play. He's going to play Saturday against Tennessee in Tuscaloosa. So, okay, where does this go? I mean, so I've got the stats of this guy. So he's a 7-footer. He played at Alabama for 2 years. Entered the 2023 NBA draft 3 years ago. Went undrafted. Nobody wanted him. He's 7-footer. So he must be a stiff. Nobody wanted a 7-footer. Why would you not? I mean, you can't manufacture 7-footers. Anyway, nobody took him. So he went and played in the G League for 3 years, which is the minor league of the NBA. Now he's resuming his 2 years of college eligibility of Alabama. So they said, you got 10 days till we decide what we're going to do. So they're going to let him play Saturday against Tennessee. So if they come in 10 days and say, we've decided we're not going to let you play, and they win Saturday against Tennessee, and he's on the court, they have to forfeit the win.
Yeah, I don't know. We're in such uncharted territory with all this that, I mean, is he my question is, I mean, has he been enrolled at Alabama this entire time? Has he been
No, he's played ball in the
like
G
that?
League.
But that's what I'm saying. Has he been like taking online classes or something? So
No.
he's still a like student. Like, how is he? If he's not a student, how can he play? How is he eligible
Pretty much
to
what
play?
John Calipari said. I watched his press conference. So he said, "What are we doing?" He said, "Because the guy went over and played in Russia, or wherever he played." He said that doesn't make any difference where he played. So his lawsuit says the NCAA has been biased towards international players with professional experience over American players who also pursued professional careers at various levels. So we're picking on American guys who went overseas to play because we're not an international or a international player, a foreign player, foreign to the United States. So Badiko says he would stay at Alabama had he known he could benefit from revenue sharing in NIL opportunities 3 years ago. He said, I would have stayed there because I'd have made more money. I mean, he's going to have money thrown at him, I would assume, for 10 days from Alabama. So he's going to say, well, yeah, Charles, we're glad you're back, Hoss. Let's give you some money. So he's going to potentially make money. I don't know how much money, but in 10 days, Alabama. But my question is, do they finally get some guts and say, no, we're not going to let you do this? Because if they let this happen, we're talking about the NCAA, the barn door is wide open. I mean, there is no turning back. And so if they don't say no, and they let him play, and then they turn around and go, yeah, we're going to change your mind, you can't play. Then I'm thinking in those 10 days, and he's part of the team, do you take those wins back away from Alabama? Because in essence, you'd be playing an ineligible player.
Yeah,
So-
like that's the thing. But if he's been granted eligibility, NCAA granted him eligibility.
Oh, I know. They did.
So my thing is, how is it that the NCAA can grant eligibility to a player who was once a player at the school,
Yeah.
and then has been gone for a specific period of time,
2
3
years.
years,
2 years.
3 years,
Yeah.
and now how can they grant it back? Because the NCAA has rules on clock, how many years
Yeah.
you can spend in college athletics. At this point, I feel like that would have already passed at this point because he played 2 years at Alabama, and then it said, I think, 3 in the G League, correct?
Yep.
So, to me, your clock has been expired at this point. You shouldn't be able to return. But my question is, where does the determination by the NCAA
We're making the rules
come
as we go.
from that is he's eligible somehow?
We're making them as we go.
Yeah.
So if you're Trinidad Chambliss, I'm going to go ahead and tell you
Yeah.
right now, it is 12:38 on Thursday, the 22nd of January. I can promise you, Trinidad Chambliss, the quarterback who has petitioned NCAA, they told him no, over a waiver of eligibility back when he was a JUCO player, and also at Ferris State, I believe is where he played before.
Yep.
So he's petitioned for another year of eligibility. They told him no. I promise you, old Tom Tucker, listen to me. They gonna play. The old boys gonna play for Ole Miss next year because they're gonna take this right here and say, "No, wait a minute. You're letting this guy come in from the G League, a professional league, let him play, even for 10 days or however you're gonna let him play." And here I am. I was a JUCO player and I played at Ferris State. I want one more year of eligibility from Ole Miss, and you're telling me no? He'll play.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
the other question a little closer to home is Joey Aguilar at Tennessee looking for another year of eligibility. So all of a sudden, the best thing could happen to these two guys wanting to play another year of college football is let this happen because Charles Badeko is going to open up the door for everybody. Now, in closing, here, as John Calipari said at this press conference, I just happened to watch it this morning before I came over. He said, you know who's going to pay the price for this? High school kids.
Yep.
He said,
No doubt.
now, I can go get a kid that's 25, 26 years old, play 2-3 years of professional ball overseas, bring him back in here and let him play on my court, on my team. And the kid in high school who's a fuzzy-faced freshman coming in, we don't know if he can play or not. We think he can, but we don't know for sure. So we take the guy from the G League, or we take the high school freshman. And guess what? Calipari said the high school kids are going to be pushed down and down and down.
Yeah. Interesting thought from that for me is your NCAA Division IIs, Division IIIs, and NAIAs could benefit heavily from this type of ruling because high school kids will not get the same looks at Division I that they would if this was not a thing.
Oh yeah.
You know,
It'll trickle down effect.
it's a definite trickle down effect,
Yep.
and I'm interested to see where it goes because there's all kinds of legislation at the lower levels even that's happening. Division II had said that they were going to vote on granting full fifth year of eligibility for all athletes. The NAIA is voting on that as well at this coming convention in the spring. So it's interesting that the two, those lower levels institutions are seeing what's happening up top, and they're saying, what can we do to kind of capitalize here off of Division One and failures that they're having in luring freshmen now with all these sorts of things that are being brought into the game.
Yeah, I think D2, D3s, and NAIs are going to benefit from this.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden they're going to look around and go, okay, the big boys aren't going to go get these guys. They can come to our program, come to Milligan, and play.
Yep.
By the way, we had pretty exciting news. Jackson Simmons came on the show in the ball game last week. He is committed to play basketball at Milligan. Ella Wilson from the Daniel Boone team is going to be a Lady Buff next year. So we've got some local ladies, local gentlemen that's going to be coming. So I think you're right. I think you'll see it won't benefit the big boys, but the smaller schools, aka Milligans, will benefit from this.
Yeah, and I think some Division I mid-major schools as well will benefit because maybe they don't have the NIL money that's necessary to bring some of those names back from G League and things like that. But ETSU or schools like that may benefit a little bit from that as well.
Yep. Good job. Way to come in. MilliganBuffs.com, right?
Yep, MilliganBuffs.com. You can find everything from stories to schedules, rosters. Everything we got going on is there at MilliganBuffs.com.
Patriots and who'd you say?
I picked the Seahawks.
Patriots and Seahawks.
In a tight one.
Yeah. What's the guy's name at halftime that I'm not going to watch? Guy from Spain or Portugal somewhere. He didn't speak English. He's going to sing. So.
Oh,
the halftime Super Bowl show.
Oh yeah, Bad Bunny.
Who?
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny. Let it go, Tom. Go to the break. Bad Bunny. Okay. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Mike Barnett's next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Why Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings in downtown Elizabethton?
When everything goes corporate and everybody, you walk in and you're customer number 1,799. Here you're Tom, and we know who Tom is. We know who you are, and we do it the old-fashioned way. So we're big enough now that we can take care of everybody, and we can, get the good deals. We get the volume discounts and all that kind of stuff. And we're one of the last family-owned furniture stores in East Tennessee. But we're small enough that we know who you are and we can take care of you.
Absolutely. Social media, how do we find you?
We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram at cannonshomestore.com on the internet. And just look up Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings on Facebook.
Hours are open?
Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, and Saturday, 9 to 5.
And the magic phone number to call?
423-543-6937.
Be loyal. Buy local. Biden Elizabeth from Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings. Proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
It's important to hire a professional because you want a quality, trained, and licensed person working in your home. All of my staff are factory trained and have years of experience. With today's technology in heating and air conditioning systems, you want a trained professional working on your system. Our motivation to provide our customers with the best service is years of experience. We've been in business for 35 years and we plan on being in business for another 35 years, so we want to make our customers happy.
There is. You're exactly right. Should have known better. You got it. So the halftime. So who you got? You got the Rams.
Well, I've always been a sort of a Rams fan from way back.
Nothing wrong with that. Rams and Patriots or Broncos Sunday.
Well, you know, you were thinking that, you know, maybe with the head bow next, you know, Denver might be capable of going into some cold weather. They're a little used to that and playing well. I just don't know, losing that young man that seemed to be able to pull miracles out. It may be difficult. It may be difficult. So you have to lean towards the Patriots, but I feel like whoever goes into it, Seattle probably, with the type of game that they play, the physical, really a very aggressive game, they're going to be hard to beat.
If I was the Patriots, and I'm not, but you got a quarterback back there that started 4 times in the history of his 7 years in the National Football League, and all 4 times with the Raiders in a mop-up situation, so he virtually has no experience. I would blitz him the first 8 or 9. I just do an all-out blitz and
Sure.
get him so rattled and have him out back there thinking so much like, oh gosh, where's it? They're going to come from the outside, coming up the middle. They're going to do a linebacker blitz. They're going to bring the corners to blitz. I'd have him, his mind is brain spinning, where he gets so rattled that he doesn't know what he's doing, whether he's coming or going. That's what I would do if I was the Patriots, because this guy is green as grass. He had a pretty storied career in the collegiate ranks, but that ain't the NFL, and you're playing for the chance to go to the Super Bowl.
That's right. You know, and probably the first 2 or 3 possessions that they have is going to set the tone for the game.
Oh, absolutely.
If they can get him rattled and get inside his head, it's going to be difficult on him.
Mike said for the Super Bowl, if you want to come over, because he and Mrs. Barnett will be glued to the TV to watch Bad Bunny at halftime. So.
Not quite. No, that'll be when I go make more popcorn or whatever. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah.
Feed the dogs, you know.
Something.
We'll find something.
Anything, yeah. And you got Lauren Daigle and Guy Penrod from the Gaither Vocal Band, who's now only solo artist. And Lauren Daigle is a contemporary Christian artist. They're going to be on the bill. I don't know what they're doing. It'll be limited, I promise you, because they're singing to the Lord. They don't want that on the Super Bowl. So it'll be in some minimum capacity, but I think they're throwing a bone out to keep everybody happy, and that's okay. At least they're putting them out there. Lauren Daigle, who's a tremendously talented contemporary Christian singer, and Guy Penrod, he's a long-haired guy, used to be with the Gaither Vocal Band, if you saw any of those videos. So there'll be some of the Super Bowl entertainment coming up in a couple of weeks. All right, here we go. We've got.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit. You know, we missed some other things earlier in the session because I couldn't put everything on your table. You wouldn't have had room to put your computer. But you know, when you're thinking about, you know, a lot of people still do wood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the heat with wood and stuff. So you know, we do have 6 and 8 inch stovepipe. We've got that in stock right now. In fact, well, I've seen 2 people come in today so far and buy a stovepipe, you know, trying to repair some that's maybe got a little old.
Mm-hmm.
It's not sealed good, getting a little rusty, whatever. You've got stovepipe, you've got the elbows that go with it, adjustable L's, and also corrugated rigid L's if you're concerned about leaks or whatever of that nature. And when you're dealing with, you know, wood burning stoves, you know, sooner or later you're going to have to replace that gasket that goes around that door. You know, it starts leaking a little bit of smoke, you know, so it makes the house a little smoky and stuff of that nature. We have gasket material in 3/8, 1/2 inch, and 5/8. The 3/8 and the 5/8 comes with your adhesive in with the gasket. Excuse me.
$14.99 for that, by the way.
The 1/2 inch doesn't, but we have the gasket cement separate that you can buy. You've also got your furnace cement, excuse me, to go around your stovepipe seams, stuff of that nature to help seal that. That makes a good, you know, airtight seal so you don't get smoke around a lot of your, you know, your pipe and your fittings where it's going together. You'd mentioned gloves earlier as we went to break. We do have you know, at least a couple of pretty good winterline gloves. One of them is a buffalo type glove, you know, and then you've got that one right there that is one like I've got, and I may not bought a big enough one for you, but we do have them there. And this one is water resistant too. So if you're out having to work in the snow, shoveling, you know, you're going to get a little bit wet. These gloves will keep your hands dry, you know, and you're looking at $15, $16.99.
Wow, those
you know, and they are warm. These buffalo ones I have in large and extra large, they're a little softer buffalo type skin. They're $16.99 as far as that goes. And of course, everybody, goes for the old jersey gloves. Sometimes if you've got a small enough hand or a large enough gloves, people will put a jersey glove inside the other glove, and that gives them a double layer to keep it, especially when you're down in the single digits and very low teens. You need to keep those hands warm, as well as while wearing toboggans and things of that nature.
So if you missed it earlier, Mike did a segment, rock salt 10, 20, and 50-pound bags, limited supply here at Big John's. Be loyal, buy local. You've got, I think you said 10 snow shovels. Now, 150-pound bag of rock salt's going out with me. Then we have these. We're trying to get you ready for the cold weather because it's coming. Now, if you want to live in denial, that's okay, but it's coming. It's not going to be here forever. That's the beauty of it. As I always say, it's never too hot, too cold for too long here where we live. It's not Michigan or Minnesota or someplace that stays cold for months on end or wherever, Canada. But it is going to be cold the next week or so. So you got to use your noggin. For $3.99, you're crazy if you don't come in and buy one of these. All you got to do is put this on the outside, your outside faucet protector. Insulates faucets to prevent winter freeze-ups. I gave you the temperatures next week. It's going to be down 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 degrees overnight for 3 or 4 nights in a row. It'll be very, very cold. It's Arctic weather in here. It's wintertime, it's supposed to be. But this can be a lifesaver. As I said,
oh, sure does.
After you left, I said, don't put one of these on. Let your pipes freeze and thaw, bust in your wall. You got water going all over the place. And, well, you sure it's going to happen?
I guarantee you won't get a plumber and a new faucet for $3.99.
For $3.99.
To do all the replacement that you're going to have due.
$4.
So it's just a little preventative maintenance. It makes a big deal. And getting stuff like that. So I think Tom's found him a pair of gloves.
I'm testing these on.
As far as that goes, so that works out well. But we start thinking, spring is coming. And we realize that, and when we get closer to spring, we start thinking about tax rebates and people getting money back and stuff of that nature. So, one of the things we'd like to think about also is, well, what do you want to do with your tax money? What's going to make the biggest bang for the buck? And a lot of time, home improvement, unless you've got a vehicle that you've got to replace, or you ran up a credit card bills, pretty high trying to get through Christmas, or paying for these higher electric bills that are going to be coming with this type thing, we start thinking about fixing up around the house. Whether it's, working on kitchen cabinets, which adds a great deal of value. There's a number of style kitchen cabinets that we can, from the shaker, black, white, wood look, you've got, light type of wood that looks almost like a hickory on down into a brown type of a wood look and stuff of that nature. I mean, there's more doors than I can bring up here and show you in these things. We also have raised panel. All these are a shaker style, that I just gave you. But we also have raised panel doors, which the inside panel is raised and stuff of that nature, and everything from white to ivory and other colors galore. And the nice thing about the cabinets that we have here, they're all wood. You don't have to worry about particle board. A lot of places that run a price point that, try to draw people in. You've got wood fronts, but your drawers, your backs, your sides, all those things are particle board. A little bit of dampness to them. A lot of humidity changes within the house and stuff of that nature. And these things start showing a little bit of bow, and they start delaminating a little bit, and you don't get as long a lasting effect out of the new kitchen cabinets as you would like to see. So that's the reason we primarily stay with all wood. We don't bring anything as particle board. We can come out, we can measure your kitchen, we can lay your kitchen design out, we can price it for you. If you'd like for a fee, we can deliver them to your job site, put them off in the kitchen, or, in the garage or whatever, and we can take care of it from start to finish. And we can also come back out after the cabinets are set, and we can measure for countertops, and stuff of that nature, which we like to do after the cabinets are set, because a lot of times what you run into, Tom, not all the walls are necessarily square. So sometimes when they're mounting the cabinets, especially the base ones and stuff, where your tops are going, they have to shim out a little bit. They have to sort of get things built out. So it helps to know what we're up against when we measure for the countertops. And once the cabinets are set, we can see that, and we can allow for that to order your post-form countertops. And they come in a number of different styles, and of course a whole variety of colors and finishes that you can order. So from start to finish, we can take care of your kitchen. That adds a great deal of value to your home. You know, so when you're talking about a better work environment, more storage, amenities such as soft close doors and drawers, pull out, you know, trash cans, spice racks, different things of that nature, you know, and glass doors for like the corners where you can put some of your more decorative dishes and stuff. So that a lady wants to, you know, to show off a little bit in the kitchen, we've got that. We can get that for you. We can get you a whole lot of accessories that just make your kitchen cabinets stand out.
We're right here at Big John's Closeouts. I want to ask him, we'll take a break and let him go. I want him to bring one of those heaters. They're not that bulky, are they? They're in a box, one of those propane heaters.
No, I can bring one up.
I keep going back to that because we got some very Arctic weather coming in here. And so if you lose power and you depend totally on a heat pump, which most people do, how you going to stay warm? So they've got the hoses, they've got the heaters, or stoves in this case, and they're vent free, so you can put them in your house. Well, they'll put off a fume and I'll get sick. No, it's vent free. So I got one in my house, and so it doesn't.
Would you bring me that propane heater sitting in the office? Let me have Tom show it. The one Jeff deals.
There you go. It's gonna be nice enough to do that. So, and you got a few of those left. So,
yeah, and we're gonna try to order more. You know, depending on what this ice does, is whether I'll get a truck on Monday. I'll have more heaters and foam pipe insulation and other stuff coming in on Monday if the truck can get here. Now, Orgel runs out of Memphis, then they come into Knoxville, and then they bring it on up to me. So if we get the ice they're showing, it may be iffy as to whether I'll get a truck on Monday or it'll be later in the week, Tuesday or Wednesday. But we'll try to get that there. But the heater that Aaron is getting ready to bring up here, this is one of the smaller ones. They come in a number of different situations. You've got a 10,000 BTU propane heater right here. We also have a 20, and we can get a 30,000.
That's what it looks like.
Heater. It shows it on a stand here on the side with feet, but it's also meant to be wall mount. You know, so this can help you survive.
Absolutely.
When you've lost your power and may not have your power for days.
So here's 3 things you want to read off the side of this box. Excuse me. You have no outdoor electricity required. It doesn't need electricity to run. No venting required. It's indoor safe. It has a low oxygen safety shutoff. It has 2 heat settings. Heats up to 300 square feet. It has 10,000 BTU for $199 right here at Big John's. So, I mean, I got one, so I can tell you it works, and it puts out the heat. And if you don't have a heat pump, you don't have electricity, how you going to stay warm? Well, we got candles. Okay, let me go say it again. When it's 4 degrees, how you going to stay warm? This little guy right here will do it. And you got the hose to hook it up to?
We've got a lot of the accessories.
Yeah.
We're trying to get some more of the kits in. That's what I'm hoping will come in on Monday also.
Yeah. So how many of these you have in stock?
I think right now we've only got this one is spoken for. I think I've only got one in a 20,000.
One more left.
And I've got a natural gas heater.
Yeah. So there's one down there left. May have your name on it. So it's for $199. You do what you need to do, but, you know, we talk about losing power with these ice storms, so we'll see. But going forward, if you can't get one now, once we stabilize and get back to quote-unquote normal, they get more in, you would be smart because we'll get more cold weather.
Well, if someone comes in and we don't have it and we are lucky enough to get a truck Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, they can let me know and I can put their name on it and one of the ones coming in so they can go ahead and get it. you know, and we can reserve it for them, you know, as long as Oracle still has them. You
Yep.
know, because everybody's scarfing them up because they're panicking.
Yep.
You know, a lot of places are, and we're not the only dealer that they deal with. They're one of the largest ones in the world. So they have a large supply, but they also have a lot of vendors pulling what supply they have down. You know, we talked about, you know, tax rebates and stuff of that nature. Another thing that a lot of people are looking at is sprucing up the outside of the house. You know, vinyl siding will become something that, as we get to spring and we think about tax dollars, the ones that I have check marked on, the white and some of the others there, are the colors that we stock. And we stock those in a 4.5 inch Dutch lap, the one right here in the middle on the back that Tom can turn around. It has that little profile, and we keep the Savannah wicker, the natural clay, the castle stone, and the white. That's the 4 primary colors, but we can order others. There's a lot of other colors that are shown on that profile, and we can get those. We keep all the accessories. We keep the trim coil in white and brown that you can go ahead and bend to go around your windows and do your gutter wrap and stuff of that nature. So we've got all the J-channel starter strips, outside corner, inside corner, fan fold insulation to go behind it, as well as other insulation like the Perma R half, 3/4, and inch foam board that you can put behind your vinyl siding to help you get more insulation and stuff of that nature. And it can add a lot of value and really spruce up a home that's maybe got some of the older siding, you know, wood siding or even asbestos siding and stuff of that nature. You can seal over that stuff and completely make your house look totally different.
There you go. So the immediacy is the storm and the cold weather, but long term, springtime it's coming. Every day the sun comes up. 2 things are happening. The Lord's coming back, and spring's coming.
Right.
Not necessarily in that order, but you never know when he's coming. But we know spring's coming, and it's so he's thinking down the road. And I know a lot of folks thinking the immediacy, what's going to happen to this storm. So they have what you need here. We got gloves. Let's bought this pair of gloves. I like these. These are stylish looking too, and they're warm. These are called Stag gloves, extra large. They go for buffalo winter lined, black fleece lined, keystone thumb, very warm, and they are. Outdoor work, snow removal, construction, whatever you need them for. $16.99. Got these gloves. Got that, and I got a faucet protector and a 50-pound bag of rock salt, and I'm sure we'll provide me some flashlights too, just in case. So, man needs to be smart. So, what's the old Boy Scout? Be prepared.
That's right.
Remember that? Be prepared.
Absolutely.
So, here's what happens. Everybody wakes up. I got a buddy of mine. Hello, Mr. Carter. I like your beard, sir. Looks good on you. Looks good.
And there's his cohort, Denny. There's Denny.
There's Denny right with him. That's his shadow, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah. Carter and his shadow, Denny. So that'd be Evan's daddy. So, but I know somebody every year, it's a buddy of mine back up home, he'll go, it's Christmas Eve. I better go get her something. I'm thinking, dude, 364 days, you knew it's coming. So we've been talking about this storm for a week. So if you come in here Saturday and you go, I need this, I need that, we're sold out. I'm sorry. So, because other people come in and get this stuff. So.
Oh yes, yes they are.
So use your noggin, folks. All we're going to do is present what's coming. You know that, and what you do with it, it's up to you. So, what did Becky Muncie say? Prepare for the worst and pray for the best, or something like that.
That's right. That's what.
So
exactly.
Anyway, yep. Man, I love coming down and promoting this gentleman. Be loyal, buy local. Here's the thing about Big John's. They sponsor Tom Taylor. They sponsor the Cyclones. They help with the animal shelter. They help with the Sycamore Show. Just had Randy and Leslie on the other day talking about the audition for the Liberty Celebration, the official outdoor drama of the state of Tennessee, right here in Elizabeth, and he's part of that. So he always is giving back to the community.
That's right. That's what we
remember that.
Believe in.
Big box stores don't do that. Big box chains don't always do that. This guy does it. The malts they sold to the Cyclone football team. Right here. So he's always giving back to the community. Remember that. Scratch those who scratch yours. How about that? So thank you.
Appreciate it. Everybody stay safe. Try to stay warm and look out for some of you folks that are less fortunate and check on them and make sure everybody's going to make it through all this.
You got it. Quick break. We'll take a look at some college basketball right after this in the Tom Dillard Sports. And again, with Double C Western Supply, a lot of Western stores out there. What do you feel like separates Double C from all the other competition?
I feel like there's a lot of things that separate us. Our customer service, I feel like we help our customers very well. I feel like we're very friendly, and at least we try to be. We strive to be a friendly, family-based business. I also feel like our prices are very good. I feel like we try to keep our prices and our merchandise to a point that the whole family can shop here. And I mean, some things do have to be a little more expensive just because of the nature, but I feel like we try to keep our prices down low enough. And just we're always just striving to get the next newest merchandise, the best merchandise that we can for them, and just we just try our best to do the best we can all the time. So I feel like, mainly that our customer service and our prices kind of differentiate us.
There you go.
Yeah.
Double C Western Supply on Railroad Street in Elizabeth. And again, social media, they're there, and also the website, doublecwestern.com. So, proud sponsor of the show, Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. Miss Diane and the great folks at Double C Western Supply in Elizabeth. And be loyal, buy local, buy it in Betsy. Amazon doesn't sponsor your ball teams, but Double C Western Supply does.
Elizabethton FFA makes a positive difference in the lives of students by developing their potential for premier leadership, personal growth, and career success through agricultural education. It's more than learning about cows. It's becoming the problem solvers for the next generation. We are the future biologists, chemists, computer programmers, journalists, teachers, electricians who will feed our future. By creating a family atmosphere, the Agriculture Department, especially FFA, can become your home away from home. Through contests, leadership events, fun trips, and chapter activities, FFA is a great way to learn about the world while developing yourself into the best person you can be. We invite you to enroll in an ag-based course and be active in Elizabethton FFA. We'll save you a seat.
My name is Meredith, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the oven-toasted, cheesy top layer. If home had a flavor, it would be Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese. I'm passionate about it.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show again. Thanks for being with us. We're here at Big John's. Close out with the hammer high prices. Top 25 college basketball. No games tonight scheduled, but last night you had 5 and everybody won. You had, let's see, the highest ranked team was obviously number 1 ranked Arizona. A 26-point win over Cincinnati last night in Arizona. Number 7, Nebraska, stays unbeaten. Only 3 unbeaten teams in America. Arizona, Nebraska, and Miami of Ohio. Nebraska won by 10 over Washington, beat the Cougars last night by 10. 8th ranked Gonzaga, the Bulldogs, with a 24-point win over Pepperdine. 11th ranked Illinois with a 19-point win over Maryland. And then Baker's favorite team, she loves the Tar Heels, 22nd ranked North Carolina with a 22-point win over Notre Dame last night in men's top 25 play. Lady Balls tonight got Kentucky. Should be a dandy tonight. I think that one's in Knoxville, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check here. Folks are coming in here getting stuff. It's amazing. So, and not amazing. It's just people realize that something really is coming. We're going to have to use our noggin. So, Lady Balls play tonight. They got Kentucky, and I want to say that's in the Food City Center in Knoxville. We'll be at Food City in Gray tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Broadcasting live. Place will be rocking tomorrow at Food City in Gray. I guarantee it, folks. Going to go. You know what? We better go get what we need to get because it's going to get icy and snowy and get some. Yep, it's at 6:30 tonight. 11th ranked UK at 17-3. 17th ranked Lady Balls at 13-3. They'll play at the Food City Center tonight in Knoxville, so that should be a dandy. Go Lady Balls! I love Kim Caldwell. She can coach. She gets it done. All right, Major League Baseball, spring training coming up within 3 weeks. A lot of teams reporting the 11th, 12th, and 13th of February, so you can look at the calendar. Today's the 22nd, so inside of 3 weeks, spring training for baseball. Puts us in a warm weather mode. The Yankees went out and got Cody Bellinger, re-signed him. 5-year, $162 million deal. Keeping him, again, the former MVP in New York for the Yankees. So, again, that's a lot of money, but nothing like Kyle Tucker, the $41,000 an inning for Kyle Tucker. That's crazy. Anyway, Cody Bellinger staying with the New York Yankees. The Mets go and they need another frontline pitcher. They went and got Freddie Peralta from the Milwaukee Brewers. So Bellinger stays with the Yankees. Freddie Peralta will go, the two-time All-Star, come to New York for the Mets. And so he got him at a bargain basement deal, $8 million. You say $8 million, and compared to these other guys, well, look what Bellinger got. Bellinger got himself 5 years at $162 million. That's over $30 million a year. So to get Freddie Peralta for 1 year for $8 million, I mean, that's, yeah. Yep, that's what he got. $8 million for 1 year. So, and that's plenty, but still, it's chump change compared to other guys getting the kind of money. Hello, Johnny Markland, how you doing? So that's what's going on in baseball. And so all the big names are off the market. Freddie Peralta now with the Mets, and Cody Bellinger staying as a New York Yankee. So there you go. Tom Doe Sports Show. We have an auction going on right now. Go to collinsandcompany.info. This is a Siam Valley online country estate auction. Antiques and collectibles, classic vehicles, they're auctioning off. Go to Collins and Company. 1985 Chrysler New Yorker, a 93 Cadillac DeVille, a 74 Chrysler New Yorker, a 1968 Plymouth Fury. You got a collection of gold, silver, and costume jewelry at collinsandcompany.info right now through the 27th, which is next week. And the antique glass, depression glass, carnival glass, Christmas ornaments, Hull, H-U-L-L, Hull McCoy pottery, a stunning Gone with the Wind style lamp, several occasion straight pocket knives for knife collectors, all this at collinsandcompany.info. And again, the bidding start out at $1 a bid. They have furniture, a mahogany drum table, a metal glider, and chairs. You can't find those anymore. Metal glider. Back in the old days, if you will. All this, hand tools, vintage car tags, goes on and on. Go to the website, collinsandcompany.info, and bid through Tuesday of next week. So there you go. That's going to wrap it up. We have basketball tonight. Let's see what we got tonight. Typically, Thursday night is not a big night for basketball in the region, but I know some of the schools are moving things around for the obvious reason. So let's see what we got going on here. If there's any ball games tonight. Girls basketball, let's see. You got North Green and Hampton tonight. That's a biggie. Guys and girls. North Green 17-4, Hampton 8-11. That's a pretty big doubleheader tonight for the guys and girls at Hampton. The Huskies coming to town against the Hampton Bulldogs. So there is basketball that tonight. Tomorrow night, you've got a full slate, including we're scheduled to be going to Westridge. So we'll see if that's still on. I will think it is tomorrow night. But now after that, we don't know. See the boys. Anything different on the boys? Nope. It's a doubleheader tonight. You have North Green and Hampton, and Knox Carter, Cobb County tonight. That's another one a little further down the road, Newport, but that is Northeast Tennessee basketball. That's what we got. Lady Balls tonight at home against Kentucky at 6:30 at the Food City Center. And again, we have basketball tomorrow night scheduled at Westridge. We'll see if that's still on. And we'll know if don't know yet if it's audio only or audio and video. We'll see. But it's a non-conference game. Then after that, don't know when we'll play again. It's going to be interesting. We get those temperatures down to 2 and 3 and 4 degrees. If they're smart, they'll tell everybody to stay off the roads and not put kids and ball teams and coaches and fans in jeopardy going out on the road to go watch a basketball game when it's nighttime temperatures too. Well, we can do that. It's no big deal. Okay, whatever. 2 and 3, 4 degrees. it's a ball game. We can always make them up and reschedule when it's warmer and safer for the players, the coaches, and certainly for the fans. So we'll see, because we got some wintry weather coming for sure. All right, we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. The verse of the broadcast, we always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross. We unashamedly do that. And here it is. Here's the verse of the day. And it goes like this. We can trust in God's promises. He will not take us somewhere and leave us there to fend for ourselves. I'm not reading the right one. Got the wrong one. Here we go. We can be praying that God gives us all the strength we need to make it through the battle we're facing today. We can be praying that God gives us all the strength we need to make it through the battle we're facing today. Psalms 147, 3-5 says, He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. He determines the number of stars and calls them each by name. Great is our Lord and mighty in power. His understanding has no limit. We can be encouraged that there is hope in the face of the unknown. We don't have to worry about tomorrow because, you know what? He's already there. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for loving us as only you can do unconditionally. How about that? We can be encouraged that there is hope in the face of the unknown, and we don't have to worry about tomorrow because he's already there. It's a good way to end it. Psalms 147, 3-5, the verse of the broadcast here today. Out of time, we sincerely thank you for yours. Back tomorrow. We'll be at Food City. Mr. Baseball joins us tomorrow. We'll be at Food City on the Food City Friday. We'll be at Food City in Gray. They'll be rocking tomorrow, selling groceries, getting ready for the folks ahead of the storm. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching show number 2,431 from right here at your winter headquarters, folks. Rock salt, snow shovels, gloves, flashlights, pipe insulation, the faucet protected covers, on and on and on it goes. Your winter weather headquarters right here at Big John's Closeouts here in downtown Elizabethton. Be loyal, buy local. It's a mom and pop business. And be loyal, buy local, and support right here in Elizabethton. Big John's Closeouts, where they hammer high prices. See you back tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. So long from Big John's on show number 2,431 of the Tom